Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. We are not even 2 weeks into the new year and it is exploding exactly how we thought it was going to happen. So Year of the Fire Horse is turning out exactly as expected. Fast changes, explosive changes, things are happening all over the world right now, from Iran just to Mexico. If you guys heard what's going on in Mexico just the last couple of days, to our own issue, to the release of the Epstein files. I mean, this is literally exactly what we expected from this year. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the music down. Okay, so one thing you probably need to prepare yourself for, especially if you're in California, probably Southern California, I would assume possibly Texas, there will be a strike from the cartels on U.S. soil. Now, the reason why I say that is, if you don't know, essentially what happened is Mexico went in and they captured, and I believe they killed the current top leader of one of their cartels in the area, and the U.S. forces were involved. So because of that, expect an attack on U.S. soil. Now, I made a video, but I used this song. It's from a channel called freetouse.com. Well, I just found out they're essentially a scam channel, and it says free to use. It's in their URL. It literally says freetouse.com, and then all over the website it says free to use, free to use, free to use. Like, great. So I used one of their songs and I got a copyright. Now they want to charge me $50 for it to take it off. So anyways, I made a video which I'm going to kind of repeat in this one. It's going to be a lot calmer because in that video I was pretty upset. Okay, so I'm going to be really honest with you. I really thought once they released the Epstein files publicly, you have to remember they've been reading the Epstein files for months. This isn't some new thing. I thought when they released the files within 24 to 72 hours there was going to be mass arrest in the United States, and there has been none. So after the third day or so, or maybe more, I was just like pissed. Some people are posting on social media like, yeah, we got to arrest them, we got to do this, we got to do that, but there's no real outroar. People just don't seem to care. Now, I essentially have given up on the whole thing. I think the whole thing's a scam. I think we just got what's the word I want to look? We got the wool pulled over our eyes again. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think anyone's going to get arrested. It's literally somebody posted on about one of the, God, who is she? She's someone in Congress or in Senator. I can't remember who it was, but she did something illegal, and they said, "Do you think she should be arrested?" And it's a joke. It's like, so if she did something illegal, why hasn't she already been arrested? I mean, if I go downtown and do something illegal, I get arrested. So no. I don't think she's going to get arrested. Now, that had nothing to do with the Epstein files, but it was just the whole corruption that, if there's one thing that we've learned in the last 7 years of this country, we have the most corrupt government ever in the history of mankind. It is insane. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're waiting for your government to take action, you're going to wait for the rest of your life. If you're waiting for the government to fix your life, the government to make things right, it's not going to happen. That's where I'm at with all of this right now. I think it is just one big pull the wool over their eyes job. So essentially, here's what happened with me. Something changed inside. I mean, something changed. I just look at this country like, I don't know what the right word to use is. So I'm very calm about everything now. Whereas when I uploaded that video about 3 nights ago, I was not calm. It was the most cussing I've ever done on a video. I'm kind of glad that I got the copyright and took it down, because I realized, because I saw another guy cussing on his video. I thought, yeah, it's not gonna help. So here is my best scenario. I guess best wishes, there's another word for it. I hope that this is what I'm hoping. Trump is playing 5D chess right now and he's purposely putting it off and there's an actual real reason. Because if that's not it, then I don't want to say what I want to say. It's all one big scam. I think everything has been one scam. The Bible has been a big scam. Our history classes have been a big scam. We were taught what they wanted us to see. Period, end of sentence. That's just the way it is. We fought on the wrong side of the war. Do you guys know what the word goyim means? You should look it up. We're here to serve them. So one thing I want to bring up, I've brought up at least 3 times in the last 4 years. Okay, so during our NLP trainings, NLP is a very powerful form of therapy. It helps you to make shifts on an unconscious level. It is really effective. It's powerful. It works. It could be phobias. It could be nightmares. It could be fears. It could be trauma from childhood. All kinds of stuff. It helps you to heal a lot faster. So during the Master Practitioner training, we were, we got let out for lunch, and we're at lunch in this big area. It was a big hotel in Hawaii, and there was this at the bar there was like 5 televisions on one side, then wrapped around 5 on the other, and one on the end. And we're at a table, and we're kind of looking over at the televisions, and somebody from New Zealand said, "Man, you guys are so brainwashed." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then her brother said, "Is it true that, in the United States, like on the average home has 2.5 televisions?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I never really thought about it." And they said, how many televisions are in your home?" And I thought about it, like, yeah, there's 2 televisions. And I thought, yeah, but there was 3 when we had the bigger house before. And I thought, oh, like, man, that's actually true. Most people have one in the master bedroom and then one in the living room. And sometimes one of the kids will have a television in their room. Now, being brought up, I just thought this was normal. I really, really thought this was normal. And now, because I was learning Ericksonian hypnosis, people would say, like, the television is the most powerful hypnosis device on the planet. Now, I kind of thought, they're just saying that, because we're being lazy. We should probably do some work or read a book, And it's like, no. It literally is the most powerful hypnotic device on the planet. Now, during these 5-week trainings, which there's multiple, you don't just take one, you take quite a few for about 2 years minimum. Most of the people are from New Zealand, from Australia, from the UK, from Europe, some from China, some from other parts of the world. So you get a lot of English, people and etc. And they're just like you guys, you have televisions. Like you go in the bathrooms and you guys have televisions. And I'm like, well, it's the big deal. So they kept pointing this out over and over, and they're like, every hotel room has a television. I'm like, yeah, I get it. And so then we came back to lunch a day later, or 2 days later. It was during the hypnosis training. This is a master level training. And what happened was, I was like, holy shit, that's a swish pattern. Oh my God, that's an embedded command. That's another one. That's another swish pattern. We're literally naming off the NLP techniques and the hypnosis techniques that we're learning for therapy to heal people, that these commercials are using to convince your brain you need this medicine. They'll literally say you're sick. It was 44. What is it called? The cough and cold medicine. The cough and cold medicine. 44 WD or whatewer it was, right? It would always start out, the cold, it's coming down the street, into your home, into your lungs. You need to buy 44W, whatever it was, in the cold and cough medicine. And I was like, wow, that's literally instructing your mind to believe that it came into your lungs and that it infected you. It's such a really sick, disgusting way of using these techniques. Now, we were all sitting at this table stunned, commercial after commercial. Even in the TV show that was running, it was in the TV show. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding. Hollywood TV commercial people, they know about this stuff. Now, this is going all the way back to the 90s when I was learning this stuff. And they weren't just using it then. They were using it back in the 70s and 80s and possibly, I think, even the 60s. So we went back to class, and I raised my hand. I was really kind of pissed off, and Dr. Tad James goes, yeah, Mike, what's going on? I was like, we went to lunch. He's like, yeah. I go, we were watching the television. I'm like, yeah. And I go, they use embedded commands. They use swish patterns. They use anchors. They use this. They use that. He's like, yeah. He goes, they're masters of it. I am fucking telling you, you are brainwashed. They released the files of the most horrible things. Nobody cares. They just act like it's another football game. Hey man, did the Niners win? Yeah, man. Hey, did you hear the Niners are probably going to get a new offensive tackle? Yeah, they need one, man. Nobody's talking about it. Some people are posting on their channels, but I literally thought we were going to wake up the next morning or a couple mornings later, and it was going to be news all over, exploding, blasting all over the news. Arrest here, arrest there, arrest here. They arrested so-and-so. They arrested this person in New York City. They arrested this person in Los Angeles. Nothing. And the American people? Nothing. That's the most disturbing part about all of this. The government, Trump, may be playing 5D chess right now. I understand that. But the scariest part about it is the American people are just like, yeah, well, whatever. Hey, man, what do you want to get for dinner? Nobody gives a shit. Do you want to know what COVID was really about? Two things. A scam for them to make billions of dollars. The other one was to see how much they can control you. How easy it is. If they tell you to do something, you jump. And we did. Everyone did. 90%, maybe not 90%, but about 90% of this society says, oh, you want me to jump? Okay, how high? And we did. Do you want to know what the release of the Epstein files was really about? It was just like COVID. It was a test. They wanted to see how much they could do. The most disgusting things on the planet you could do to children, to torturing them, etc. I'm not going to go into the detail, but it's ugly. They wanted to see how brainwashed the American people are, and even the European people. They wanted to see how docile you would react. And you did. Completely, totally, utterly docile. If you're an American, the amount of taxes you pay is fucking insanity. It's insanity. They literally made taxes to tax your taxes. That's how stupid this is. You know what we should do? I know. Because they have creative class on Mondays. They do this creative thinking thing. We should tax people for walking. Yeah, that's what we should do, because we got to charge them for that. I know. We should charge them for every breath they take. Yep, that's what we should do. Air's not free. Hundreds, if not trillions of dollars of this money is going to other countries, to other people that have nothing to do with paying taxes here. And a lot of it goes in their own pockets. Billions of dollars are going into these people's pockets. At the very least, on an individual level. Oh, we're talking 10, 20, 30 plus million dollars. And what do the American people do? Nothing. Facebook was designed to make you feel like you did something about it. They know that if you post something on Facebook, you're going to feel like, yeah, I did something. No, you didn't. That was the whole purpose. You didn't actually do anything. You didn't march in the streets. You didn't yell. You didn't scream. You didn't demand. You didn't command. You didn't get 100,000 people in your city to march. You didn't get 1 million man march on your state capital or on Washington, D.C. You got nothing. Now, you want to know how brainwashed people are? This is the most insane thing in the world. It's just, I can't believe people are posting this. Maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, before the Epstein files were released, People are literally posting, hold the line, hold the line. Okay, how do I explain? How do I break this guy? I don't want to break his heart, you know? We broke through the line. What the hell are you waiting for? Hold the line. This is how dumb people are. It's like, this is how brainwashed people have become. It's like, bro, we broke through the fucking line. Let's go. People aren't moving, and they don't realize it. They're all right. Especially when, like, okay, this is just one tiny example. When they I forget who it was, senator. It was a female. It's all I remember. I don't know if they were left or right. It doesn't matter. But it's like, hey, you know, she broke these federal laws, and she I think she did. It was called like treason. Should she be arrested? Oh, gee, no, that's cool. She broke a federal law or multiple federal laws. Ah, leave her alone. She's cool. We're good, man. Gee, I don't know. I wonder why we even have any laws at all. I mean, we should all just break federal laws. Fuck it. Why not? I'm sitting here watching people post all this stuff on social media, and they're like, yeah, just, you know, hold on. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, okay, you know, it's like, are you not even like looking at what's going on? You've been saying this shit for 10 fucking years or longer. You've been saying this since the lockdowns. When is it gonna happen? God, I can't find the word. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like they pulled the wool over their eyes. It's like they're in this endless infinity loop and they can't get out. They can't see. Dude, nothing's happening. It's not gonna happen. This is Narcissism 101. Gaslighting to the Maximus. Tell you one thing I realized. You know how they tell us like narcissists are like 7 or 8%, and a lot of you online will say no, it's probably more like 15 to frickin' almost 20% of society right now. I think it's a lot more than that. I think it's probably 30, 40%. And here's the worst part about it. The next 40% is the average person. They know what's going on. Okay. Here's why I made this video. Do you know why this sucks and why I'm making this video? It means the abuse is never going to stop. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. For you, for me, for little children, it's never going to stop. You know, I don't know about a lot of you guys on this channel, but for those of you who came to this channel 6 years ago when I started making narcissist abuse videos, a lot of you were beaten as children. You were mind screwed. You know, your own family, your own parents. You were screwed over. You were gaslit. Some of you were tortured, like I was, physically tortured. You had people turned against you for no reason at all. I mean, some of the worst things in the world. And this whole thing, I thought, oh, it's all finally breaking. No, it's not breaking through. It's not. No. We did break. It's like they opened the gates to the castle, and we're out here waiting for them to lower the drawbridge. They already lowered it. It's right in front of your face. Walk in. So for those of us who are yelling and screaming as children, begging for mercy from getting beaten, and like me, my mother burned my hand on the stove on high, and you know, stuff like that. They know. Your neighbors knew what was going on. Your brothers and sisters knew. Your friends at school knew. Your family friends, your family relatives, they all knew. Listen closely. They all knew. And they didn't do shit. Do you know people are posting on YouTube and social media and Facebook, you know, I can't believe this was going on. I can't believe this, you know, I didn't know this was going on. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're 50 years old. How could you possibly not know this was going on? Well, I mean, in the last 6 months or a year, but I mean, I didn't know this was going on. Really? I'm going to name some names. Princess Diana told us. She literally said they're drinking children's blood. Princess Diana said they're not human. Michael Jackson said this. Corey Haim said this. I can't remember the other actor's name. All of these kids said this. All of these people said this. Mel Gibson said this many years ago, and they essentially banned him from Hollywood for like 2 years until he essentially said, okay, I won't talk about it. And he came back. I forget how he came back, but he came back. But do you remember he was gone for a while? Barbara Walters shamed, I wasn't Corey Haim, it was the other Corey, I think it's Felderman, or I can't remember his name. But she shamed him, like how could you say this? Imagine a young woman went on stage and she was shamed for saying that she had gotten raped or molested. Fucking imagine that. But that's the whole narcissist dismissing, and devaluing what had happened. I remember when she did that. I was a lot younger back then when that happened. I was 20 years ago or 30 years ago, whenever that happened. But I remember looking at her like, oh, you got to be kidding. Like, I knew right then and there, she's a part of it. So here's my conclusion. The 40% of people that could have turned the tide, that could have stood up for you, that could have spoke up for you, that everyone that knew, from teachers to doctors to lawyers to all kinds of people that knew what was going on, not only with you, but other people that were getting beaten and tortured and screwed over. Their whole belief system is, if I just act like it doesn't happen, if I just look the other way, then it won't happen to me. So their whole thing is like, as long as it's happening to him or her, I'm okay with it. Because if I say something, then they're going to come after me. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be real blunt. You're on your own. Take martial arts classes, learn how to fight, take mixed martial arts classes, train, fight, spar, do exercise, jog, ride a bike, lift weights, stretch. You need to learn to speak up for yourself too. Learn how to speak up publicly. You're on your fucking own. Nothing has changed. Especially after Mel Gibson's movie came out, what was that, 2 years ago, about the children? Nobody cared. They know exactly what's going on. I don't know if those people are also part of the whole narcissist group, but I'm telling you one thing right now, they may as well be. And I'm going to get something in a second after this. Hold on. So here's what it is. Silence. So all these people that were silent all these years, that turned their head and acted like they didn't see what they saw, heard what they heard, they're complicit. They're just as guilty as the people who did the child abuse to you, to your family members, to these children. I am telling you right now, if this is the last thing I say on the planet, God will not forgive those people who continually look the other way and who have. He's done. Now here's the thing, right? You got to listen closely. It's done. It is done. You know the whole divide or separate the wheat from the chaff? That's dividing the good from the bad. Let me tell you something. Over 90% of the people on the planet are going to hell. I am telling you. All those people that look the other way, they're a part of that group. I would not doubt if that whole number 144,000, if that's literally the only people that are going to heaven. There's just something wicked about the American people and what we call the Western-minded people, the Europeans or whatever. It's not just us. It's also China and all the other parts of the world. Something is just wrong. There's something dark. There's something evil. And they have the power, and we refuse to stand up for it. We refuse to do it. It's the things like we've got it. We had them in striking range. Like we literally like, it is over. Yes! The American people did nothing. That's what has me so upset right now. Let's say Trump is playing 5D chess and he's doing this on purpose. It doesn't matter. It's the American. And let's say he succeeds in the next couple of weeks or months. That's not what terrifies me. It's the American people just won't do anything. So that's where I'm at with all this. Hopefully he does pull a 5D chess move. But regardless, I feel let down. I'm in a place of disbelief right now. I tell you what though, I should have known better. I should have known all the way back to the 90s when Michael Jackson came out about this, when Princess Diana came out about this, when she got killed. I mean, I could list off a name of people, just a list of people. And back then I kept saying, well, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it. And I'm done. I'm done with their gonna, woulda, coulda. I am fucking done. Hold the line. What a fucking joke. Attack. Alright, that's it, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.